a lot of noise. All right. There's Nicholas. Happy Positive Friday to you too, my friend. I want to warn you now, high pollen today. High pollen. high winds. I was out early looking for the treasure, but alas, the ground is still frozen. Hard to find when I can't get further than a foot in the ground. Yeah. You'll get there in like another 6 months. You'll get that one day that it's above freezing. Like 58 or 59 here, something like that. Gorgeous, high 65 today. But then like the next 10 days are going to be high 70s or mid 80s. So today I got all the windows open. Hopefully it's rainfall, or it wasn't there and somebody dug there and couldn't find it and gave up. I would imagine if somebody found it, you'd have a big announcement. There's Tom. I think you're in the right spot. Good. I hope you are. Get all the treasure. All of it. In other news, we have fleas in the house. Not sure how or what pepper the bit. You had fleas on Wednesday, too. You still haven't gotten rid of the damn fleas? I'd throw that dog out, or that girlfriend, out of the house. It's one of them. It takes a while unless you bomb the house, but that is a huge ordeal. Yeah. That's one of those, hey, we're going to leave for a few hours. How's Tom? How is Tom? You know what I'm saying? Reminding everybody. Oh, Chadlewski in the house, the professor. Reminding everybody to subscribe or resubscribe, and also to follow me on YouTube. Chad, did you see the new book I just got? You might be interested in it. The Final Assault. The Rise and Demise of Thrash Metal Titans. is Glenn Evans, the drummer for Nuclear Assault. I just started it, like a chapter in. I had no idea that he wrote a book. Demise, yeah, because they are no longer playing. Yep, it's a biography. I'm very excited because I've seen Nuclear Assault probably 24 times in my life. There's Mr. Frank. Meta did not use socks to learn from. Not even Meta wants to know that. Meta was like, "You don't touch. We are not touching that book." That's how you know AI is getting really smart. Sean Cole also in the house. Happy Positive Friday to you too, Mr. Frank. Never saw them, but used to listen to them in the 80s. Great live band. They did this thing for a number of years where they would have their opening song and their encore 3 songs. But basically the crowd would yell out any of their other songs. So they'd play the first song, they'd be like, "What's next?" And somebody would yell out, you know, whatever, "Good Times, Bad Times," "Vengeance," whatever. Then they would play that song. It was pretty neat. Their set list was different every time you saw them. It's no wonder why AI is a crappy writer now that you can see how it's learning. Yeah, exactly. The first book they should have stole was Socks. Then we'd get run for our money. It says they still have one of their tapes, but nothing on CD or vinyl. I don't have much of anything, but still listen to them on the Spotify. Once upon a time, there was this sock, but not just any sock. Still buy CDs and vinyls. I don't buy CDs or vinyl anymore. I mean, I don't have a record player. I don't have a CD player. I got rid of all that when I moved to Florida in 2001. A buddy of mine, Ron, I had a huge CD collection because I used to, when I was managing bands in the 90s, so all the record labels, um, Metal Blade and Nuclear Blast and Koch and all of them, we would get tons and tons of free CDs, and I would go through and I would pick. If I didn't have it, I added to the collection. So it was like, I don't know, like 10,000 CDs, just piles and piles of them. My buddy Ron was like, "You're going to take all those to Florida? You probably need like a truck just for all the CDs and vinyl and everything else. Tons of 7 inches, punk 7 inches, tons of them." And I was like, "You know what? I need like $1,500 more than what I have." He's like, "You know what? I'll give you 500 right now, and then I will mail you the other 1,000. I'll mail you a check," which he never did. Like I saw him years later. I'm like, "You still owe me $1,000." He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll pay you." Never paid me. Miss Frank said, "Lol. My daughter asked me if it's okay to leave a CD in the CD player of her car. And I started laughing. I'm like, CD? What were you born, kid?" Exactly. Why is your car so shitty that you have a CD player? I just had the portable ones, man. I remember when those portable ones came out. They were attached by the wire that was never long enough. and you put the cassette in your cassette player, and now you had a CD player. I get so many cassettes in the 80s for 8 cents. Oh, no, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we all had those. We all had that collection. It's like, well, you have a lot of tapes. Why do you have like a lot of REO Speedwagon? Well, because I ran out of uh, stealing them. 80s on 8. Yep. I was listening to some Hair Nation this morning. Music is so underappreciated these days. You're supposed to stare at the album and read the inserts while listening after spending $10 that took you a month to. Exactly. The best part about an album is pulling it out and looking at it, or if it had a gatefold sleeve, Oh. Read all the lyrics. Wait, no, we listened to 80s on 8 20 years ago. Now we listen to Theo Von podcast. Theo Von, I can only listen to him for a short amount of time. And just his delivery annoys me. He just too confused. That's my take on Theo Von. He says some funny stuff, though. I went out this morning. I went to hung out with Win and Andrea. Just the three of us. Nobody else showed as usual. We went to the Magnolia Cafe. And I had a breakfast burrito. It was very good and a lot of coffee. We sat, we chatted, had a good time. Now I'm home eating sweetened banana chips. No artificial flavors. None. And reading this Glenn Evans book, I guess. And I will take a nap today. Banana chip in my teeth. What are we writing today? Oh, we are writing things. This is a crime thriller short story I had started the other day called Hidden Weapons. That I just got to the next page on, if Nick is still around. Theo Von is Dane Cook for people whose Dane Cook was Sam Kinison. I could see that. That other guy is really Andrew Dice Clay is that Anthony Jeleznik guy. He says some really off the wall funny stuff. My wife does not like him because he's a little too dirty for her. It did sound very profound. Very. I did like Dane Vuk though. Dane Vuk is he's pretty good. I think he's that Romanian comedian. I'm going tomorrow I'm going to Georgia tomorrow, which is all of a half an hour, to hang out with Win again. He's got a writers group up in South Georgia. They're going to be at a hotel somewhere, hanging out. And I was like, you know what? I'll go. Why not? My wife is leaving, probably left already, to head to take the drive, her and the dog, to Dallas, Texas, to spend a few days with her sister. She won't be back until like Wednesday of next week. So I'm on my own, like an animal, living on my own, living on a prayer. Living on a Prayer, written by Desmond Child. Co-written. Desmond Child. And there you go. A publisher put a carrot on a stick to get me out of retirement temporarily, limited chapbook release. It's too soon, I still don't have any ideas. Give me ideas for a 5K word Lutsky story. Oh, it's got to be something that makes you cry. It's got to be titled after an Accused song. Sound like DHP. Better not be a DP, you know what I'm saying? I'll give you a title right now. Halo of Flies. No, no, wait. The Splatter Beast. Festival of Flesh. Scotty came back. Lipstick. I've just given you a bunch of a Neon Owl short. Yeah, you need to get back to the Neon Owl stuff. I like that. A 5-word story that will make one cry. Okay, Trump is killing America now. Sorry, don't ban me for mentioning his name. I'm tired and haven't had enough coffee. Haven't had enough coffee? Get some coffee in you. And you're in Canada. You don't get to say shit about our shitty country. Talk about your own shitty country. I like you. I like Canada, except for Rush. Rush is god awful, but it's positive Friday, so I'm not going to talk. We're not going to talk about any of that stuff. There is a hawk, a big friggin' hawk. Maybe the hawk that tried to steal my dog last week, just circling around out there. Maybe looking for the dog. Dog's not here. My wife's got to make a 16-hour drive in the Challenger with the dog. Not going to be fun. Hawk, where's Animal? Get it? The Road Warriors were my favorite tag team of all time. We've been watching those Dark Side of the Cage. We watch all the Dark Side of the Ring ones about the pro wrestling stuff, but Dark Side of the Cage is the MMA fighters, and we don't watch. I don't watch MMA at all. I don't watch UFC. I'm not a big fan of any of that. But it's interesting how crazy these people are. I watched the one last night, and the guys, they called him War Machine, and to have grown men and women keep calling him War Machine, I thought was really funny. And then he had his name legally changed to War Machine. So I'm like, do you call him like, Mr. Machine? Your order is up? Or are you allowed to call him, hey, War, you know? And the best part was, so he was dating some porn star, something Mac. I'm sure Frank knows who I'm talking about. And he beat the crap out of her. And then he got arrested and he went to prison for a while. But Jenna Jameson was on. And if they didn't have on the bottom of the screen that it said Jenna Jameson, oh my God, she looks 1,000 years old. Her lips are like this big. And she just looks like, the Crypt Keeper with giant lips. Awful, awful. Just ridiculous. Anyone watch the new Bill Burr special? Speaking to me as all, I'm actually planning on watching it this weekend with the wife not here. I like Bill Burr. I saw a big picture of a boat named Hawk Tuna. That is brilliant. Phenomenal. I think this week coming up is the last, or maybe tonight, I think, is the season finale of the Tuna Hunters, I think it's called, show. The dudes go out off of the Cape and fight tunas. I know, I love those shows. One of the guys' boats is Red Rum. The other one is what was the other guy's boat? It was something. There was a name to it. I don't know what it was. I don't remember. There you go. I guess Nick bowed out on us or something. I feel like I can't even write until somebody says, "Hey, next page." You know what I'm saying? Next page, Nick Zan, next page. What are you cleaning? Oh, you're cleaning because you have fleas. Yeah, maybe dunk yourself in the flea bath. Wear a flea collar. I'm not sure if I will be on this weekend. I mean, I might be. There's a chance I could be. Who knows what time. If I get to that point where I'm like, oh, I need to write, then I'll be there. I know I got Wynn's meeting thing is at 1:30, so I would have to leave here like 1:45 just to be there early, and I think it's like an hour and a half. So I want to probably be back until 3:30 or so. Probably grab something to eat. All good. All good. Is Wynn going to show up this time? Yes, he actually showed up today. I said, the only time you don't show up, we literally had 8 people. And now you show up, and it was me and him for almost an hour until Andrea finally got there. It was just the 3 of us. And I basically said, why don't we just do the 3 of us? And if I can pull Tom at any point in the future, but that'll be it. Don't even invite any of the other people because they all suck. I'm just going out like crazy now, you know? It's just insane the amount of things I'm doing out of the house. If Wynn owned 2 female deer, they'd be windows. I get it. I see what you did there. I get it. Yeah, there's Ben. Ben, I just got accepted to the Palm Coast Library book signing. It's in April. So you better be there. No excuses. That's where we met. And I'm eating sweetened banana chips. Remember that. Thank you, thank you. That's awesome. Is that about the banana chips? Because that is pretty awesome. I put those away. I don't even know why I'm eating them. I'm not even hungry. I had a breakfast burrito at Magnolia Cafe this morning. Chips 2 is right. I feel like a big nap is going to be in my immediate future. Big nap. Well, I've only been on a half an hour, so maybe I got a few more words in. Let me jump over here. Oh yeah, look at it. I need like 3 or 4 more lines for this. Let's see if Nick is awake again, or if he's still cleaning. I did it. I did it. I did it. Big nap was my one. Exactly. Next page, Nixon. Next effing page. I watched the Food That Built America episode. Last week's episode, not this week's episode, last week's episode, about chocolate chip cookies. And man, after watching it, I was like, I want some chocolate chip cookies, but I'm not supposed to be eating stuff like that. But man, did I really want chocolate chip. In fact, on the ride home this morning, I was like, I could easily stop in Aldi's right here. They have chocolate chip cookies. Or I could stop at Publix or Winn-Dixie. I could stop somewhere and get a box of cookies. Nobody would know but me. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Can't do it. I dig the shirt. The Florida Writers Association shirt. Writers helping writers. FWA. I'm not renewing though, because they really don't do much for me. New ones after last season, it felt like they were running out of food. Now they have, yeah, it's new. It's new episodes. I think they're 3 or 4 in. What was the? I think this year was Ragu and Prego. Chocolate chip cookies. I forget what the other ones were. Something and something. Yeah, new season. Just came out of nowhere. You know, when you set up your recording and anytime there's new episodes. And then half the year you spend deleting. You're like, oh, new episode. Oh, no, this is, for some reason they had this as new, but it's 3 seasons ago. So you delete it. My beard is nearly as long as yours now, Armand. Nice. Is it nice and plush? Mine, I've been using the beard oil on it. So it's really nice and soft. It's like a hairy baby's bottom. Or something like that. Are you growing the whole beard out? Like some kind of crazy wild man? Or are you just doing this? You have a little bit more hair on the top of your head too than I do, so there's also that. Yeah, you know those little hairy babies. Their skin is always their beards are always so soft. You need some rubber bands in there like Captain Lou. A whole beard, excellent. Is it itchy? Mine is itchy. Mine itches a lot, and it's every now and then. Maybe I have fleas like Nixon's girlfriend gave me fleas. Caitlin used to put rubber bands in it, and man, that fucking hurts. Every now, like if I'm driving, I always have all the windows open usually. I remember this one time. This is a crazy story. This is a lame story. Anyway, this one time I'm driving. This is when we had the expedition with the sunroof. So I had the sunroof open, all the windows open. It's a windy day. It's blowing like crazy. And this is just flapping in my face. And I looked down and my wife had a hair tie, pink hair tie. So I took the pink hair tie and I just did it, not too tight. But I did it like down here. And then fine, then it was moving, but it wasn't flapping. Then I forgot about it, and like an hour or so later, then I went into a store. I had to go to the gas station for bathroom break, and I was like, let me get something to drink. And I went to the counter, and the lady was laughing. I was like, what's so funny? She's like, no, nothing. I love your pink hair tie. And then we laughed. Punched her in the face. One punched her. Just knocked her right out. Then I stole all the cigarettes, even though I don't smoke. That's the whole story. I have days when I can see. Yeah, it's weird. It's like It's not like, oh, I haven't taken a shower and now it's itchy. It's just like randomly, it's randomly itchy. Makes no sense. Everybody always said, oh, it gets to a certain length and then it doesn't itch anymore. You know, when you have stubble, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, it's just I haven't shaved this thing in years and it's still just very itchy. The last time Shelly will cut like the dead ends off, which is probably what she's gonna have to do very soon because there's a lot of dead ends on there. Last time I shaved it was like 11 years ago. But she'll cut it down. She'll cut like an inch or two off the bottom all the time. Like just let it grow. Like I want it down to my ankles, down to my cankles. You know. I've been growing mine for about 10 or 11 months. Nice. When I was sleeping on my stomach, it would get in my mouth and I would choke sometimes. But luckily for me, with all the pain and everything I have now, I can only sleep on my side. So you know, good for me. I've been growing this for about 16 or 17 minutes now. I shaved it off. I'm like a hockey player. Other than going and hanging out with Win and his merry band of writers tomorrow, I have nothing planned. I'll watch some Red Sox games that are on the television. Here's an Amazon store card courtesy reminder for me to make my payment. Yeah, that's that's real. Yeah, because I make my payment through you. Through Amazon.syf.com and then a shitload of numbers. Yeah. Synchrony Bank. Fuck off. You are blocked. I've been getting a lot of the toll ones. I've been getting a lot of that one. I've been getting just a lot of just random, excuse me, random spam text messages lately. Did you watch Reacher? No, no, because we watch it Friday nights, and then she's not home tonight to watch it. So no, don't tell me what happened. I'm sure that girl still has a fake, awful Boston accent, but I don't want to know anything else. No, we were after we left. We were actually I don't know if Jess told you, but we were actually there last night, Tom, for a little while. We didn't want to bother you. I'm sure you were very busy upstairs hiding. But and then we went to Callahan Barbecue for dinner, and then we came back. She had a pack to leave in the morning, so we didn't really watch too many things last night. Does Reacher throat punch someone? I think he's done that. I think he has done that before. Yeah. Yeah, good times. Good times. Yeah, we don't watch it. We watch it Fridays. Not sure why. I guess if we were really thinking last night, we would have watched it, but we weren't. We weren't thinking. I've slept in my bed. I think 3 nights in a row now, without any real pain. So I guess I drank a lot yesterday because I must have gotten up at like every hour and a half to pee. I'm so old. Anybody got any big plans for this weekend? I watched The Pit on Fridays. I don't know what that is. Is that one of those medical shows or one of those cop shows? Everything seems to be a cop show or a medical show. I don't like cop shows or medical shows. Medical drama with Noah Wiley. 2 strikes right there. Is a good time. It's in my queue. The Pit from the 80s, the horror movie about the boy. I remember that movie. Tom likes it. Tom also, I'm sure, likes The Pit from the 80s. I can't imagine that movie has stood the test of time, though. Right? Like, that's got to be awful now to watch that, like, funny. I don't like Noah Wiley. I remember when he did that sci fi show years ago. And I started watching the first few episodes. Like, all right, it's regular TV and not bad. And then it just really went downhill. Really cheesy. This weekend, taking a break from chasing down publishers who owe me money. Yeah, that's a full time job. Oh, the one about the alienization. Yeah, that one. I forget the name of it, but it started out all right. I remember. I don't know why I even watched it. It started out all right. Somebody had posted, somebody that I don't know if I trust them or not. I don't remember who it is. But again, when people are like, "Oh, oh, you should watch this," they said to watch the one, and it's like on ABC or C whatever it's on, and it's about the jail holding all the serial killers, and somebody blows it up, and then all the serial killers are loose. It's like this is the first year of it, and they're all running around. And that chick that was in that other show for them, Manifest. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of hers. She's the cop that has to find all of the serial killers. I guess each week she finds a new one or something. There's a new series on Apple, Dope Thief, based on the novel. It's really good. I saw the trailer for that a couple of days ago. That seems interesting. That's the second person today to recommend The Pit. Well, now you gotta watch it, Frank. I don't have Apple TV, So I'm definitely not going to watch it. Yeah, that's pretty much the way I always look at it. Yeah. The only reason I watch Tracker is because it's a Jeffrey Deaver, and even Jeffrey Deaver doesn't watch it. I saw in an interview recently. He's like, "Oh yeah, I saw the first episode when they did the pilot. I saw. Yeah, it was all right." But basically, he's like executive producer, so he makes money on it. But he has really nothing to do with it at all. I guess the last season of Bosch Legacy is, I think, next week that starts. I will be watching that. Who knows what else? I mean, who can say? All right, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I was telling, so you had sent me a text last night about Reggie Jackson. You're like, oh, Reggie Jackson is in this episode and he's mad because nobody knows who he is. And I read that to Shine. I said, guess what Frank's watching? I said, it's a TV series. It's an older TV series. She had no clue. When I told them the Love Boat, she's like, why is he watching the Love Boat? I said, I don't know. He's watching the Love Boat. And she just said, interesting. I've only read one Deaver book and it was great. Bone Collector, very much like Thomas Harris. Yeah, I like him. He's good. He's got a series of um, like short stories that like Amazon singles that all connect, and there's like 20 of them or something, and those are pretty good. I've read a couple of. I've actually read the first two. Uh, Culture Shaw, the Tracker, what they base the show on. I've actually read the first two books, and I like him. He's pretty good. I think he's going to be in at BoucherCon in New Orleans too, which would be cool to meet him. Nick says, still waiting for a shark TV show. Aliens, sure, zombies. Yep. Where are the sharks? Where are the sharks? You know what I'm saying? Where are the sharks? That was a great episode. Why wouldn't I be watching them? Exactly. I mean, it makes sense to me. I watched a few episodes recently of Love Boat Nostalgia. So many 70s stars packed in there. I used to watch I like how he calls it LB. I watched back when it was new and loved it. I think it came on later, just before Fantasy Island. Because yep, right before Fantasy Island, we used to watch Love Boat and then Fantasy Island every week. Well, Frank is rewatching all of the Love Boat episodes. I would imagine he'll go to Fantasy Island after that. Back in the day, you had to watch Love Boat and then you had to watch Fantasy Island afterwards. You can't watch one or the other. You always watch both. Right? Our parents watched both. Just like you can't watch 90210 without also have watched Melrose Place right after it. Am I right? The Cruise to St. Thomas and Martinique class. Ooh, nice. Good for you, Frank. Enjoy. I watch A-Team and Knight Rider. And Gopher, I'm thinking is what you're doing, was getting hit on by a supermodel. Of course, like in real life. I never watched A-Team. I was never a big fan of A-Team. Knight Rider I watched, but I think my brother was a big... 90210 and Melrose was way after my time. Chad, we're the same age. But yeah, I mean, that's when we were probably in our 20s when that stuff came on. But Frank says, I watched the heck out of the A-Team. Yeah, I guess if you're... A-Team is one of those where I find people either absolutely loved it or absolutely didn't give two shits about it. I didn't care for it. I had to tune in to see what happened with Dylan and Brenda. Exactly. I actually watched, I was dating a girl, Jen, and she was a huge 90210 and Melrose Place fan. So we would always watch it. I think it was Friday nights, if I remember correctly. That was our Friday night, was me trying to get her pants off, and her saying, "Stop." You know, this might be the episode where Brenda does this. I'm like, oh, who gives a shit? I didn't like the A-Team because nobody died. Yeah, make it interesting. Kill Mr. T every third or fourth episode. I accidentally got addicted to soap operas last year, and now I can't stop. Did you go back and watch all the reruns? 50 years of reruns on them just to get caught up. My buddy Johnny Doe, he would come home from school every day and he would watch one or two of those soap operas he would watch, and then he would tell me all about it, and I'd be like, that sounds awful. Oh, you mean this guy died, but then he has a twin, an evil twin? Are you watching the Spanish ones where they're dressed up in bumblebee outfits? Coronation Street. Dude, I started watching Bold and Beautiful from the first episode. They're all on YouTube, and I'm on episode 1162. Man, that's a big chunk of your life you're never getting back. Why is it always the evil twin? Can it be a low level manager twin? That's not as exciting. Was there a reason, Chad, that you started watching soap operas? Did you accidentally watch a soap opera and like, I'm hooked? Or were you like, you know what, I'm gonna watch some soap operas now? Like, what was your entry point? I watch them while video editing, graphic design, or playing a video game. I rarely just sit and watch them. Sean wants to know if Chad is still going to play the new Assassin's Creed game. I believe the band Creed is in that one. You get to kill them. For nostalgic reasons, I decided to watch a recent episode of Young and the Restless because that's what my mom used to watch. I was shocked that three of the same actors are still playing their parts in the 70s, which is crazy. So I kind of got hooked in, then decided to start fresh with one just to kind of laugh at it, and I can't stop. Chad probably will not be playing it. That's interesting. I get hooked on something, and then I watch a bunch of episodes, and I get burned out. Like I did with like Naked and Afraid. I'm like, only so many times you can watch They're naked people eating bugs. I installed it last night. It's good so far, and the reason I am so tired today. There you go. I play Minecraft, and I'm good with that because it just mindless. Let me knock this mountain down kind of thing, and that's about it. My son gave me a couple of PlayStation 2 games for Christmas that me and him used to play all the time, and but I can't do it. I know if I hook the PS2 up again to the TV in one of the bedrooms, then I'm just gonna play and play and play. I just can't do it. I enjoy watching them from my writer's viewpoint. The formula is hilariously outlandish, but I love it. Yeah, I mean those soap operas, you got to come up with some crazy, crazy scenarios and stuff. Is it one? Now that you've watched 1,200 episodes, is it one continuous story for all 1,200, or is it any point? Is it like, well, it's the new season and we're just going to reset everything? Like nothing that just happened, kind of like what they do with horror movie franchises. Like, you know what? Let's just throw in that this killer breaks the other killer out, but then in the next movie, we'll just act like that didn't happen. Or is it there a continuity? Or are there continuity errors? And does each season end on a huge cliffhanger like Dallas did? Or did they not do that back then? No, it's like American Horror Story or something, if that's what you mean. It's a continuous story. I've never watched American Horror Story, so I'm not sure what that means. I know it's a continuous story, but I'm just wondering if there's any time in 50 years of they've done like a reset where they're like new writers come in and they're like, oh, let's just cancel everything we've got so far and let's start with some new storylines. Every episode currently is some sort of cliffhanger. So this started with thrash metal and now is soap operas. Yeah, this is the way we roll. Thrash metal soap operas. That's what I'm going to name this on YouTube. Are you stoked for the Minecraft movie? No. No. I will not be watching that. I'm going to tell you why. Two reasons. Jack Black, enough of that guy already. And the other guy, Jason Momoa, enough with that guy already. American Horror Story, I believe is what you're referring to. It's a different story each season. I'm not a big fan of that stuff, so I don't watch it. My daughter watches them, and she was like, "What?" She's like, "Lady Gaga's on this or something like that." I don't give a shit about Lady Gaga. Gives a shit about Lady Gaga. I mean, all we hear is Radio Gaga. So yeah, I will not be watching the Minecraft movie. I mean, maybe at some point in my life, 2 years from now, I'll be like, "Hey, it's been on Tubi for a year. Let me watch this," and then I can say this is garbage. Ooh, Queen reference. I see. Sean got it. Sean understood. I watched 5 years worth of it in the past year, and so far it's just continuous. Once in a while, new characters are introduced. Some die. Some get amnesia. Some marry their kid's old girlfriend and get her pregnant, and then she goes back with the son. Ugh, she's done so many times in my life. How many times have I knocked up my son's girlfriend and then they end up getting back together? Ugh. So it's real. It's real life. That's too funny. I remember as a kid, we would go to my nanny's, and she would, me and my brother would be getting lunch. She'd be like, "Shh, nanny's watching her stories." I'm like, ugh. So let's go outside and play football or something. Nanny's watching her stories. Like everything stopped. everything in the house. No, you couldn't ask for anything. Oh, you're hungry? You gotta wait. You gotta wait for she didn't wait for a commercial break. She didn't move for like 3 straight hours. She had to watch her shows, her stories. That's pretty funny. Well, I'm looking forward to the next 5 years and what different things they have going on. All right. I got a little bit of writing in. I'll probably get a little bit more, but right now I'm going to get a lot of napping time in. Just letting you know. Thank you for everybody for hanging out. You guys have a great weekend. There's a small chance I'll be on this weekend, but if nothing else, I will see you on Monday. I will probably not be in a good mood on Monday because I have physical therapy at 7:45 in the morning, and my wife will not be here. She will be in Dallas, so God only knows if I'm actually going to be able to wake up and hear an alarm to get up and do this. I knocked up my daughter's girlfriend, but they got back together. Is how 67% of Reddit posts start. Bye, Nick. You know what, Nick? Good luck this weekend finding what you and I are going to be splitting equally. I've decided I don't want 60%, 50-50 because we're friends. All right, everybody. See you later.